Good evening, children.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good
Good
evening.
evening, Miss.
Good evening. I've shared my screen. Is it visible to all of you?
Yes, Miss.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, very good. Very good. This is a different presentation. The one which I've shared with you all on WhatsApp is different. Now, I'm not sure if all of you have finished it. So we'll not discuss that in today's class. We'll do that in the next class. I'll make sure that all of you have completed. So we'll discuss them in the next class. This is a different presentation. So you don't have to write anything now during the session. We'll discuss. I'll share the images with you on WhatsApp. You can complete the classwork later. So this question, how many solutions does the equation 2x plus 5y equal to 7 have? Yes. What's the answer to this question? How many solutions does this equation have?
Infinitely many.
Perfect. Infinitely many solutions. Yeah, because it's a linear equation in two variables x and y. It is a linear equation in two variables x and y. Now, graphically, this is a straight line in the Cartesian plane. A straight line has infinitely many points on it. And every point on the straight line is a solution to this equation. Which is why a linear equation in two variables x and y has infinitely many solutions. Or you can just remember that equations of the form ax plus by plus c is equal to 0 have many solutions. An equation of the form ax plus by plus c equal to 0 has infinitely many solutions. So 2x plus 5y minus 7 is equal to 0, which is like ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. So equations of this form have infinitely many solutions. Very good. Next one. How many linear equations satisfy x is equal to 5 and y is equal to minus 5? How many linear equations will satisfy this solution x is equal to 5 and y is equal to minus 5? So let's locate this point in the Cartesian plane. X is equal to 5, y minus 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5. So here. Okay, so this is 5, comma, minus 5. Now, how many linear equations will satisfy x is equal to 5 and y is equal to minus 5? Now, we know that there are infinitely many lines that can be drawn passing through a given point. So through this point, there are infinitely many lines passing. Because we know for a fact that given one point, there are infinitely many lines passing through that point. We all know that, right? When we have 2 points can be connected by one and only one line. 2 points can be connected by one and only one line. But when you have one point, you can draw infinitely many lines passing through that given point. Now that point, so now this point 5 comma minus 5 lies on this line, it lies on this line, it lies on this line. This point 5 comma minus 5 lies on infinitely many lines. And every line is given by a different linear equation because they are different lines. Different lines are given by different linear equations. And so the answer to this question, how many linear equations? Infinitely many linear equations can satisfy this point 5 comma minus 5.
Oh,
5
I can't
comma
understand this question. Can you repeat this
5
again?
comma no, I haven't finished. So 5 comma, I always repeat, no, please wait. So 5 comma minus 5 is a point in the Cartesian plane. That's the first thing. Do we all get that? 5 comma minus 5 is a point in the Cartesian plane. Yes? Yes. Now, we know that, see, when you're given a point, when you're given this point, you can draw many lines. You can draw many lines passing through this point. Is this true? Can we draw many lines, infinitely many lines passing through a given point?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, this point 5 comma minus 5, this point, it lies on this line, correct? It lies on this line also. It lies on this line. It lies on this line. This point 5 comma minus 5, it lies on, since there are infinitely many lines passing through this point lies on infinitely many lines. If a point lies on a line, then it will satisfy that equation. If a point lies on a line, then that point will satisfy the equation that line is given by. So since we can draw infinitely many lines passing through a given point, it means that this point 5 comma minus 5 can lie on infinitely many lines. And these many lines are these lines are different lines. These different lines will have different linear equations. So how many linear equations satisfy? Infinitely many linear equations can satisfy this point 5 comma minus 5. That is, see, the meaning is this point 5 comma minus 5 lies on infinitely many lines. Infinitely many lines. This point 5 comma minus 5, this lies on infinitely many lines. It lies not on one line, two lines, three lines. It lies on infinitely many lines. Why? Because see, this point 5 comma 5 is here. I can draw this line passing through this point. So this 5 comma 5 lies on this line. Sorry, 5 comma minus 5 lies on this line. Now I can draw yet another line passing through the same point. So that means 5 comma minus 5 now lies on this line also. Now I can draw this line passing through 5 comma minus 5. That means 5 comma minus 5 also lies on this third line. So like this, you can draw so many lines passing through 5 comma minus 5, which means 5 comma minus 5 lies on so many lines, infinitely many lines. So 5 comma minus 5 is a solution to all the lines. So that means the answer to this question is infinitely many linear equations are satisfied by this solution. The reason is because there are infinitely many lines passing through a given point. What is given here, x5, y minus 5, is the address of a point given separately. Instead of giving you 5 comma minus 5 like this, they've given you separately. X is equal to 5, y is equal to minus 5 separately. That's all. This is nothing but this ordered pair, which is the address of a point in the Cartesian plane. If it's still not clear, we'll just come back to this. Repeating it too many times also, I don't think will help. If it's still not clear, we'll just come back to this a little later. Give equations of two lines on the same plane which intersected 7, 2. Give equations of two lines on the same plane which intersected 7, minus 2. Now, that means you'll have to give equations of two lines that have 7, minus 2 as a solution. You'll have to write equations of two lines. So here in this ordered pair 7, 2, what is x? X is 7. What is y? Y is 2. Okay. So x is equal to 7. X is equal to 7. Y is equal to 2. Now add. You can add. You can. I'll give you many equations. You will understand. Now x plus y is equal to 7 plus 2, 9. So this is one equation. Now x plus y is equal to 9 is an equation of the form ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. See, always when you transpose this, you get x plus y minus 9 is equal to 0. Okay, so this is of the form ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. And equations of this form will have infinitely many solutions. So this is one equation which has 7, 2 as a solution. Because it satisfies, no, see here, x plus y is equal to 9. When you take the LHS, which is x plus y, okay, x is 7, y is 2, you get 9, which is the RHS. See, the equation is satisfied. The equation is satisfied. When you take x as 7 and y as 2, 7 plus 2 is 9, which is the RHS. So 7, 2 satisfies this equation. So simply write the values of x and y. X is equal to 7, y is equal to 2. Add the two equations. So you have x plus y is equal to 9. So here you have one equation. Okay. Here you have one equation. Now let's do another one. X is equal to 7, y is equal to 2. Let's subtract. X minus y is equal to 7. X minus y is equal to 7 minus 2, 5. So this is another equation which will contain this point 7, 2. This is another equation which will contain this point 7, 2. Because 7, 2 will satisfy this equation. Take this equation, put the values of x and y in the LHS, x minus y, 7 minus 2, 5, which is the RHS. If an ordered pair satisfies an equation, now 7, 2 satisfies these two equations. That means 7, 2 lies on these lines. That means 7, 2 lies on these lines. Let's make another one. See here, x by y. Tell me, complete this. X by y is equal to what? X by y is equal to
7 by 2, miss.
7 by 2. Cross multiply. 2x is equal to 7y, or 2x minus 7y is equal to 0. Now this is another equation which 7, 2 will satisfy. So like this, you can write many equations. Now, find out what is 3x. What is 3x? How much is 3x?
1.
Yeah, children, 3x is equal to 21. Say 4y. What is 4y equal to?
8.
8. Now you can add or subtract, whatever. Now what do you get when you subtract them? 3x minus 4y is equal to?
13.
13. So this is another equation. This is another equation, the graph of which will have this point 7, 2 lying on it. So like this, you can, construct, because we know through this point 7, 2, infinitely many lines can pass. Infinitely many lines can pass through a given point. So you can write you can give the equations of, so many lines passing through this point 7, 2. Okay, so now supposing you write 2x. 2x is equal to how much? 2 7 are 14. Now simply write y. How much is y? Y is 2. Now you can add these two equations. 2x plus y is equal to 16. This is another equation. This point 7, 2 will lie on this equation. Will lie on the graph of this equation. Now see, 7, 2 will satisfy this equation. Take up the LHS, 2x plus y, right? So 2 into 7 plus 2, 14 plus 2, 16, which is the RHS. You can just write like 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x, similarly 2y, 3y, 4y, 5y. Write those values and add or subtract to get, different equations. You can even take fractions, rational numbers, like you can find root 2x, root 5y. So you can find infinitely many lines. You can find equations of infinitely many lines. Let's do this again. I think Rahul's mic is enabled. Please disable your mic. Okay, so here give equations of two lines on the same plane which intersect at 7, 2. Now we know that through this point 7, 2, we can draw infinitely many lines, or infinitely many lines pass through this point 7, 2. So we can write the equations of so many lines that pass through the same point 7, 2. Of those many lines, they are asking you to write the equations of any two lines. Through this point 7, 2, we know so infinitely many lines pass. Now you cannot write the equations of all those lines, right? So of those infinitely many lines, you are asked to write the equations of any two lines that pass through this point 7, 2. So how do we do that? Right, x is equal to 7, y is equal to 2. Add the two equations. X plus y is equal to 9. This can be one equation. If you want to put that in the standard form, then it will be x plus y minus 9 is equal to 0. This is one equation. Then write the x and y values, subtract. So you get in the standard form, this is another equation. Now write x by y is equal to 2 by 7. Cross multiply. So 7x is equal to 2y, or 7x minus 2y is equal to 0 is another equation. We are asked to write only two, but we're just learning how to write many more than two. So you can just find out something like, 3x. What is 3 into x? 3 into 7, 21. Then you can find something like 7y. So what is 7y? 7 twos are 14. Now you can add or subtract. So if you add, you get 3x plus 7y is equal to 35. In the standard form, 3x plus 7y minus 35 is equal to 0. So like this, you can go on. You can go on like this. So if you just write x as it is, x is equal to 7, and say you write 5y. 5y is equal to 5 into 2, 10. Now you can subtract, add x minus 5y is equal to, if you subtract the LHS, you should also subtract the RHS. You should do the same thing on both the sides. You cannot write x plus y, and you cannot like add these two and subtract these two. You should do the same thing on both the sides. You should do the same thing. You should do the same operation on both the sides. So if you're subtracting the LHS, x minus 5y is equal to 7 minus 10, not 10 minus 7. If you write x minus 5y is equal to 7 minus 10 minus 3. In the standard form, x minus 5y plus 3 is equal to 0. Okay. Next one, I'll share the images on WhatsApp, children. Given the point 2, 3, so you're given this point 2, 3. You must find the equation of a line which lies on it. Given this point 2, 3, see, always remember when you're given only one point, there is not one line. There are infinitely many lines which contain this point 2, 3. When you're given a point, this point lies on so many lines. This point can lie on infinitely many lines. It lies on this line. That point lies on this line. It lies on this line. It lies on this line. Because infinitely many lines can be drawn passing through a given point. Okay. So given the point 2, 3, find the equation of only one line. So of those infinitely many lines, you're asked to write the equation of only one line that, on which this point lies. How many such equations are there? Infinitely many equations are there. Okay. So we just need to write the equation of one line. Okay. So we'll just write, say 2x is equal to 2 to the 4. And then we'll just write y is equal to 3. And then we'll say subtract 2x minus y is equal to 1. Or 2x minus y minus 1 is equal to 0. Is the equation of a line on which the point 2, 3 lies. 2, 3 lies on so many lines. This is one of the lines on which 2, 3 lies. How many such equations are there? Infinitely many. Infinitely many such equations are there. B. Give the equations of two lines passing through the point 3, 21. So very much like A. So here, of the infinitely many lines, you are asked to give the equations of two lines. So say x is equal to 3, y is equal to 21. So x plus y is equal to 24, or x plus y minus 24 is equal to 0. Is the equation of, two lines. Okay, sorry. So one more, say like x by y is equal to 3 by 21. You can simplify. 3 ones are 3 sevens are, cross multiply. 7x is equal to y. 7x minus y is equal to 0. Are equations of two lines passing through 3, 21. And how many more such lines are there and why? Infinitely many lines. Infinitely many lines are there. Why? Why? Because there are infinitely many lines. Because there are infinitely many lines passing through a given point. Passing Is it fine, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, please acknowledge.
Yes, miss.
Yes, ma'am.
All of you raise your hand if you've understood. If you have a question, you can ask me. Use the emoji, raise your hand if you've understood. Anita, you're unable to use the emoji, is it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, no problem. All right. Okay, check. Next one. Write 3 solutions of the linear equation 6x plus 0y plus 13 is equal to 0. Write 3 solutions of the linear equation 6x plus 0y plus 13 is equal to 0. So see here, very important, children. See here. So 6x plus 0y plus 13 is equal to 0 is nothing but 6x plus 13 is equal to 0. So on solving for x, we have 6x is equal to minus 13. X is equal to minus 13 by 6. Now, we know that when you look at the equation like this, it is an equation on only one variable x. When you look at the equation like this, it is an equation only one variable x. And we know that an equation on only one variable x has only one solution. But they're treating this equation as a linear equation in two variables x and y. That's why they've included 0y. The equation is actually 6x plus 13 is equal to 0. It's an equation in one variable x, which has only one solution, and that is minus 13 by 6. But they're treating this equation as a linear equation in two variables x and y. which is why it's written as 6x plus the missing variable y, 0y, plus 13 is equal to 0. So if you treat a linear equation in one variable x as a linear equation in two variables x and y, then it has infinitely many solutions. So it has infinitely many solutions. Write 3 solutions. Of the infinitely many solutions, write only 3 solutions. I repeat, 6x plus 13 is equal to 0 is a linear equation in one variable x. A linear equation in only one variable has one and only one solution. And for this equation, the solution is minus 13 by 6. But they're asking you to write 3 solutions. 3 solutions because they're treating this equation as an equation in two variables x and y, which is why they've introduced y as 0y plus 13 is equal to 0. So now when you treat it as a linear equation in two variables x and y, then it has infinitely many solutions. Why? Because now this is a line in the Cartesian plane. Because graphically, this is the line in the Cartesian plane, and on the line there are infinitely many points, and all those points are solutions to this equation. So of those infinitely many solutions, you have to find 3 solutions. So how do we find them? So it means x is always minus 13 by 6. X is always minus 13 by 6. For any value of y, right? Any value for y, write 5, write 0, minus 5, minus 5, 0, and say some 3. Whatever, fraction, irrational number, whatever. X is always minus 13 by 6. Irrespective of the value of y. Whatever be the value of y, x is minus 13 by 6. X is equal to minus 13 by 6, no? So x is always minus 13 by 6, no matter what is the value of y. So 3 solutions are minus 13 by 6, comma, minus 5, minus 13 by 6, comma, 0, minus 13 by 6, comma, 3. This is the answer. Clear, children?
Yes,
Yeah, actually, I'm
Yes,
done
miss.
explaining. At this point, yeah, I'm done explaining. Now, if I'm not clear, you can ask me. Sometimes I repeat. Now, I feel this is enough, but if I'm still not clear, you can ask me, children, please. Got it, all of you?
Yes, miss.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, next one.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, children, nice. If the point 3, 4, if the point 3, 4 lies on the graph of the linear equation, 3y is equal to kx plus 7. Find k. Also find 2 more solutions of the equation. Okay, we'll answer the first part. If the point 3, 4 lies on the graph of the linear equation 3y plus kx plus 7, so 3y is equal to kx plus 7, find k. Okay. So given 3, 4 lies on 3y is equal to kx plus 7. Okay, so 3 into what's the value of y? 4 is equal to k into what's the value of x? 3 plus 7. So in the equation, use 3 for x and 4 for y. Because if 3, 4 lies on the equation, it will satisfy the equation. So x is 3, y is 4. X is 3, y is 4. Now we have 12 is equal to 3k plus 7. So 12 minus 7 is equal to 3k. So 5 is equal to 3k. So k is equal to 5 by 3. So the value of k is equal to 5 by 3. So we are done answering the first part. Also find two more solutions of this equation. Okay. So now what's the equation actually? The equation, therefore the equation is 3y is equal to, what's the value of k? 5 by 3. So 5 by 3x plus 7. This is the equation. Therefore the equation is 3y is equal to, what is k? 5 by 3. So 5 by 3 x plus 7. This is the equation. Now, if you're not comfortable with the 3 in the denominator, you can take LCM, cross multiply, and write the equation in a different form. You can leave it like this. Okay, I'll do it both the ways, children. I'll do it both the ways. Now, supposing we leave it like this, okay? Now, further, we have to write two more solutions of this equation. So when x is equal to 0, when x is equal to 0, when x is 0, what do you have? 3y is equal to 5 by 3 into 0 plus 7. What is 5 by 3 into 0? 0. Anything into 0 is 0. So 3y is equal to 0 plus 7. Correct? So y is equal to 7 by 3. So 0, so therefore 0 comma 7 by 3 is a solution to the equation, to solution. Or we can just write both later, children. We'll write both later. This is one solution. Now you can take y as 0 when y is equal to 0. Maybe I'll do it here itself. When y is equal to 0. Not that you have to take x0 and y0. You can see the thing is, give any value for x and find the corresponding value of y. That's all it is. Give any value for x. 1, -1, 2, -2, 3, -3, anything, any real value. Give any real value for x and find the corresponding value for y. You give any value for y and find the corresponding value for x. So it's not that you should give x0 only, y0 only. No. When you give 0, it's easy to calculate. That's all. When I say that, it doesn't mean that if you give 1, it's difficult to calculate. Not that. Simply I'm taking 0. That's all, just for convenience. You can give any value. And it's not that you should give one x value and one y value. No. Not that again. You can find when x is 0, when x is -1. You can give both x values and find the corresponding y values, or both y values and find the corresponding x values. Anyways. So when y is 0. So we have 3 into 0 is equal to 5 by 3 x plus 7. Do we all understand what's happening?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so we have 0 is equal to 5 by 3x plus 7. So when you transpose 0 minus 7, no, this plus 7 comes to the other side as -7. So we have -7. Can I write this? 5 by 3x is equal to -7, children, if you understand. 5 by 3x is equal to -7. So x is equal to, when you cross multiply, -21 by 5. X is equal to -21 by 5. So now let's write the solutions. So write the x value first and then the y value. 0, 7 by 3. 0, 7 by 3 and -21 by 5, 0. -21 by 5, 0 are two solutions. Of the equation 3y is equal to 5 by 3x plus 7. Okay, so first it was given that 3 comma minus 4, sorry, 3 comma 4 lies on the equation 3y is equal to kx plus 7. So what we did, for x we used 3 and for y 4. Solving that, we found the value of k. Then to find two more solutions, we give any value for x and we find the corresponding value for y. Or we give any value for y and find the corresponding value for x. So we've given x0 and we found y is 7 by 3. And then we gave y0 and we found that x is minus 21 by 5. So these are the two solutions of the equation. Put the x value first, 0, 7 by 3. Then minus 21 by 5, 0. Got it, children?
Yes, Miss.
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Next one.
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Given y varies directly as x. Okay, so you're given this. Y varies directly as x. That means if x increases, y also will increase. Y varies directly as x. If x increases, y also increases. If x decreases, y also decreases. Okay, so if y is 12 when x is 4, then write a linear equation. So what do we see? Sorry, so y is equal to 3x. Y is equal to 3x is the required linear equation.
Ma'am, 15 answer.
Yeah. Okay. Y is, see, it's easy, no? Like, because y is 12 when x is 4. So what is y? Y is 3 times x. Y is 3 times x. So when you keep increasing x value, y value also will increase. See, y is equal to 3x, no? If x is 5, 3 into 5, 15. If x is 7, 3 into 7, this also will increase, 21. If x is 9, if you increase x value, y also will increase, 3 into 9, 27. So looking at the values, you should construct the equation. 12 and 4, what's the connection? 12 and 4, y is equal to 3x. See, 12 and 4. So if y is 12, no, y, this is y. Y is 12. So y is 3 times x value, 4. So y is equal to 3x. Okay, that's a required equation. And what's the value of y when x is 5? So when x is equal to 5, y is equal to 3 into 5, which is 15. Next, show that these points A, B, and C, they lie on the graph of y is equal to 9x minus 7. And one more thing, children, you should plot, you should use a graph paper and plot only if you're asked to do that. When we see these, when we see a question which has points like this, A, B, and C, does not mean that we have to plot simply because there's this word graph. Okay, there is this word graph. There are some points. No, all this doesn't mean that we have to use a graph paper and, plot the points and answer the question. No, only if the question, explicitly says use a graph paper or, to answer the questions or, plot the points. So that instruction should be there in the question that you have to use a graph paper or do graph work and answer the question. That instruction should be in the question. Only then you should do graph. Actually, graph is not a part of your syllabus anymore. It was, now it is not. But I'll check with you because again, some schools strictly follow the deleted syllabus. Some schools are not. So there is, a little confusion, like I don't know if the schools are confused, but then there are schools which, do the entire thing because graph is important later, in 11th and 12th. Some schools follow the deleted syllabus very strictly. So I'll check with you later. But there's a general instruction that you should not do anything with a graph paper unless otherwise you're asked to do. So here, see, show that A, B, C lie on the graph of y is equal to 9x minus 7. So it's algebraically, not graphically. So y is equal to 9x minus 7. Okay. What is the value of x? 1. A 1 comma 2. That means that is x is equal to 1, y is equal to 2. So what do we have? Okay, before this, we'll just put the equation in the standard form. Y is equal to 9x minus 7. So we have 9x or minus 9x plus y plus 7 is equal to 0. Is this correct? Minus 9x plus y plus 7 is equal to 0. Or you can take everything to this side and write 9x minus y minus 7 is equal to 0. Both are fine. 9x minus y minus 7 is equal to 0. Both are fine, children. Correct? You tell me. Tell me the standard form, children.
Ax plus by is equal plus c is equal to 0.
Ax plus by plus c equal to 0, miss.
Okay, correct. Now put this equation in the standard form.
Miss, Ax will be, Miss, A will be 9, miss.
No. Write this equation in the standard form. Write this equation in the standard form.
9x plus y plus 7.
9x plus y.
9x.
Miss, 9x plus y.
7.
Plus y.
9x minus y minus 7.
Yeah. 9x minus y minus 7 is equal to 0. Or what? Minus 9x
Plus y plus 7.
plus y plus 7 is equal to 0. See, it depends if you're taking these terms to the left-hand side or if you're bringing y to the right-hand side. Okay, this you have to think. There's nothing difficult about this. So if you take y is in the left-hand side. If you take that to the right-hand side, you'll have 9x minus y minus 7 is equal to 0. Now, a 1 comma 2. So here, x is equal to 1 and x is equal to 1 and
Y is equal to
2. Y is equal to 2. So what's the LHS we have? LHS is equal to 9x minus y minus 7. That's equal to 9 into 1 minus 2 minus 7, which is 9 minus 9, which is 0. Therefore, 1 comma 2, A 1 comma 2 lies on the graph of y is equal to 9x minus 7. Next, B minus 1 comma minus 16. So here x is equal to minus 1, y is equal to minus 16, right? LHS 9x minus y minus 7, 9 into minus 1 minus y is minus 16, minus 7. Be careful while substituting 9x, 9 into minus 1 minus 1 second. Gotcha. 9 into minus 1 minus y. So minus 16 minus 7. So we have minus 9 plus 16 minus 7. Minus 16 plus 16, 0. Therefore, B minus 1 comma minus 16 lies on the graph of y is equal to 9x minus 7. So similar, I'll take another slide. Am I clear, children?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
miss.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, children. Very good. Now next we have C 0 comma minus 7. C 0 comma minus 7. Please disable your mic immediately. So here x is equal to 0 and y is equal to minus 7. LHS is equal to 9x minus y minus 7. No, disable your mic, Rahul. Disable your mic. Unless you want to say something to me, all of you make sure your mic is disabled. And 9x
No,
minus y minus
by
7.
mistake.
Yeah, I know that. Yes. It's not intentional. I know that, yeah. So 9x minus y minus 7. So 9 into 0 minus 7. Be careful. Minus 7, which is 9 into 0 is not 9, it is 0. Minus into minus plus 7 minus 7, which is 0, which is the RHS. Therefore, C 0 comma minus 7 lies on the graph of 9x minus y minus 7 is equal to 0. Or what was given? Graph of y is equal to 9x minus 7. All right?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Very good. Next one.
Yes.
Yeah. So here, see, in linear equations or in coordinate geometry, when we come across pi, you don't have to use the value 22/7. See, that we use only in mensuration, where we have to find the area of a circle or, volume of a cylinder, cone, where we have this character pi, in the formula. So only in mensuration, we take the value of pi as 22/7 or 3.14, whatever is given in the question. Otherwise, now you know that this question is from, can be from linear equations or coordinate geometry. Don't use the value of pi. Don't use the value of pi. Let pi remain pi. Okay, so we have pi x plus 3y is equal to 25 and y is 1. Find the corresponding value of x. So pi x plus 3 into 1 is equal to 25. Don't see, I'm working this, you know how to work. I'm working it because I'm insisting not to use the value of pi as 22/7 here. Not needed. Is equal to 25 minus, how much is it? 3. So pi x is equal to 22. Okay. So now see here. Now, since we are getting, now I am not, giving you contradictory facts, but here, since you're getting 22, since you're getting 22, you have, see, now in this question, you're getting 22. Otherwise, you'll get some vague numbers where you cannot simplify and all that. So in such cases, you don't have to use the value of pi. You can leave I will get you a question in the next class, where it's not needed to use the value of pi as 22/7. So in a case like this, you may use. Again, if you don't use also, it's fine. If you leave it like this, x is equal to 22/pi. X is equal to 22/5. So when y is 1, what's the corresponding value of x? 22/5 is fine. But since we know pi is 22/7, and if you use the value of pi, it gets cancelled, right? So pi x is equal to 22. 22 by 7 into x is equal to 22. X is equal to 22 into 7 by 22. X is equal to 7. So like this, so here in this question, you're able to cancel. When you take pi as 22 by 7, you're able to cancel. Say if you get 44, 66, some multiple of 22, then you can use the value of pi. Otherwise, don't. Just leave it as pi itself. This is a simple question. When y is 1, find the corresponding value of x. So simply take y as 1 and solve the equation and find the value of x. I'll just wind up the session in 5 more minutes, children. 9:45, I'll wind up the session. If 2k minus 3, comma, k plus 2, if 2k minus 3, comma, k plus 2 lies on the graph of the equation 2x plus 3y plus 15 is equal to 0, find k. So 2x plus 3y plus 15 is equal to 0. Now, if this point lies on this equation, this point will satisfy this equation. That is, for x, you should use 2k minus 3, and for y, you should use k plus 2. The equation will be satisfied because this point lies on this line. It's given that this is the address of a point. This is the address of a point. See here, this is the x coordinate. This is the x coordinate. This is the y coordinate. This is the x coordinate. This is the y coordinate. Now this point lies on the graph of this equation. So that means this point will satisfy this equation. So x is 2k minus 3 plus 3 into y is k plus 2 plus 15 is equal to 0. What have we done? For 2x, we've written 2 into what is x? 2k minus 3 in bracket plus 3y. What's y? K plus 2. So 3 into k plus 2 plus 15 is equal to 0. Yeah, help me open the bracket. Fast. Next what? Quickly.
Miss 4k minus 6 plus 3k plus 6
Sorry.
plus 15 equal to 0.
Very good. Next.
4k plus 3k will be 7 and 6 will be cancelled, miss. 7k.
Correct?
Next, yes, miss. K is equal to minus 15 by 7.
Very good.
Hence,
So find the
one.
one. Yeah, very good. So k is equal to minus 15 by 7. Find, sorry, for what value of p, x is equal to 2, y is equal to 3 is a solution of this equation. And write the equation. Tell me, how do we do this? What's the value of x? What's the value of x?
Miss 2, miss.
2, ma.
2.
Okay. What's the value of y?
3.
Okay. Be careful. You're not supposed to subtract. 3 minus 1, 2 is wrong. See, it is x into p plus 1 and y into 2p plus 3. See, you need to multiply 2 with this bracket. You need to multiply x with this bracket. So here 2 with this bracket p plus 1. And you need to multiply 3 with this bracket 2p plus 3. So don't do 3 minus 1, 2. That's wrong. So now what is 2 into p? 2p. Yeah, continue.
Miss 2 plus 2 minus Miss 3 minus 6p, miss. Minus 6p. Plus 9, miss. Plus 9.
How plus 9? Minus into plus minus. 3 3 is
Minus, so minus 9, miss. Minus 9. Minus 1. Minus 1 equal to 0. So 2 minus 9 minus 1 will become minus 10, miss. So 2p plus 2.
No, what is 2p minus 6p?
Miss 2p minus 6p
Minus
is 4. Minus 4p, miss.
Plus 2 minus 9 minus 1.
Minus 8. Minus 8, miss. Equal to 0. Minus 4p equal to 8. P is equal to.
Correct?
P is equal to minus 2. Yes, miss.
Very good. Now, find the value of p and write the equation. Find the value of p and now write the equation. So the equation is p plus 1 minus 2 plus 1 of x minus 2 into p minus 2 plus 3 of y. See, the equation should have x and y in it. Now here you don't put the x value and y value. Here you should not put the x value and y value. The equation should have x and y in it. What's the value of p? Minus 2. So instead of p, minus 2. So minus 2 plus 1 of x minus 2 into minus 2 because 2 into p, 2p. 2 into minus 2 plus 3 of y minus 1 is equal to 0. This is the equation. So minus 2 plus 1 is minus 1. Minus 1x. Minus, so here minus 4 plus 3. Minus 4 plus 3. Minus 1 of y. Minus 1 is equal to 0. So you can just write this as minus x. Minus into minus plus y. Minus 1 is equal to 0. This is the equation. This is the equation. All right. Yes or no, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, miss.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, we'll wind up with this one. We'll work this and wind up the session for today. If A 3, 5 and B 1, 4 lie on the graph of AX plus BY is equal to 7, find the values of A and B. So A 3, 5 lies on AX plus BY is equal to 7. So what is X? 3. X is equal to 3, right? And Y is equal to 5. So what do we have? A into 3 plus B into 5. X is 3 and Y is 5 is equal to 7. So we have 3A plus 5B is equal to 7. This is one equation. Now B 1, 4 lies on AX plus BY is equal to 7. So A into X is 1 plus BY plus B into Y is 4 is equal to 7. AX children, X is 1 plus BY, Y is 4 is equal to 7. So A plus 4B is equal to 7 is the second equation. Now let's solve these two equations. Okay. Now to solve these two equations, you can use a substitution method or the elimination method. I have spoken about these methods when we did the chapter polynomials. When we did the chapter polynomials, we've spoken about this. Now let's use a substitution method. So what you can do is you can take the second equation and work ahead. Take the second equation and work ahead. Work ahead meaning write one variable in terms of the other. write one variable in terms of the other. So you can write A is equal to 7 minus 4B. We use a second equation and we have written A in terms of B. Take the second equation and write A in terms of B. So we have A is equal to 7 minus 4B. Now what you do? We have got equation 3 from 2. So what you have to do is you should substitute equation 3 in equation 1. You've got 3 from 2, right? Don't substitute 3 in 2. Substitute 3 in 1. So substituting equation 3 in equation 1. We get substituting equation 3 in equation 1 we get. What's equation 1? 3 into A. But A is what? 7 minus 4B plus 5B is equal to 7. So what's happening is, in this equation 1, we have two unknowns A and B. But now we have A in terms of B, right? A is equal to 7 minus 4B. So in this equation, instead of A, when you write 7 minus 4B, what happens? We no longer have the variable, the unknown A. We only have B. Now we can easily work this equation and find the value of B. And once you find the value of B, you can substitute here and find the value of A. This is the substitution method when we have two equations with two unknowns. When we have two equations with two unknowns, to find the values of the unknowns, here A and B, we're using the substitution method. So we use equation 2 and we form equation 3. So we write one unknown in terms of the other. So here we've written A in terms of B. A is equal to 7 minus 4B. Now we've got 3 from 2. So don't substitute 3 in 2. Substitute 3 in 1. So substituting 3 in 1 we get 3A. What is A? 7 minus 4B. So 3 into 7 minus 4B plus 5B is equal to 7. So now actually here we have two unknowns A and B. But after substituting, the unknown A is gone. We only have B. So now let's work this equation and find the value of B. So 3 sevens are 21 minus 3 into 4B. 3 into minus 4B minus 12B plus 5B is equal to 7. So 21 minus 7B is equal to 7. Minus 7B is equal to 7 minus 21. Minus 7B is equal to minus 14. Minus cancels. B is equal to 14 by 7, which is 2. So now we got the value of B. Now what's A? A is equal to 7 minus 4B. See, we've solved this and we found the value of B. We need to find the values of A and B. So A is equal to 7 minus 4B. That is 7 minus 4 into B, which is 2. So 7 minus 8 minus 1. So the value of A is minus 1 and the value of B is 2. A is minus 1 and B is 2. So now in the meeting, I can see Anita, Divitra, Haridarshan, Harsha, Jayant Aditya, Nuved Wahid, Rahul, Shriya, Shivashankar, Surya and Yarni. All right. Any questions, children?
No, ma'am.
No.
No, ma'am.
All right, children.
No, ma'am.
I'll just give you some instructions. I'll just stop the recording. 1 second.